Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to make you aware, I'm a menace. Just making things worse for everybody. I'm here to apologize and take account of myself and my actions and my behaviors and come forward here and say that I went on the internet and I scared a good friend of mine. I freaked out a good friend of mine, Mr. John Denton, who recently did a video on his channel titled My Most Important Reaction Ever, where he did a bit of a mailbag type episode responding to various comments and questions from his audience. Our interview, which happened not too long ago, came up, and John seemed like a little thrown for a loop thinking about the interview retrospectively. Here's the clip.
I'm very grateful for him for giving up like 45 minutes plus of his time to come and speak to me, to do a video for the channel. That video itself, I'm not massively happy with it because I just don't think that I really gave the best account of myself in that video. If I'm being completely honest, there's a bit that happened before the interview started where we were connecting the call, and then Anthony behaved very strangely at the beginning of that call, which is just his personality, I think, but it threw me through a loop in a way that I wasn't expecting. Unfortunately, I don't have that bit recorded, so I can't. It involved belching and running around. It was just the very English Britishness of me was thrown through a loop by the beginning of that. I'm sure he'll just find it funny to hear about it. And I never really felt comfortable in the conversation in a way that I normally do. And I've done many interviews over the years, in all my years as a games journalist before I ever did YouTube. And that was definitely the strangest beginning to an interview or a meeting or a connection with anybody I've ever met.
Honestly, I'm a little shocked by this. I did not know this. I mean, you know, maybe you could attribute this to me being kind of ADHD. Maybe it's the fact that we were not in the same room. It was over a Zoom call. But apparently I was just a wild child in the start of this interview, and I knocked John off his game. Honestly, I don't even remember this first minute or so in connecting the call that John is talking about. I mean, it sort of sounds like the belching, the running around. It's like something out of a Rick and Morty episode. John, what do you think of the new Kendrick Lamar, John? John, is Mr. Morale a 10 or is it not, John? John, 2 weeks ago you came out with your Marshall Mathers. Are you telling me just 2 weeks ago you heard Marshall Mathers LP2 for the first time, John? I completely attribute my obliviousness in that situation to me, but at least how, you know, I was there doing my thing, talking with John. I thought John asked some decent questions. The conversation, at least to me, felt engaging. I felt engaged. I didn't know I had John off his game. If I knew that in any way whatsoever, I would have said something, would have given bro a hug. I like how he references his Englishness here with me kind of like throwing him off a little bit. Dude, I thought you were like Tom Hardy English. I didn't know you were like Hugh Grant English. Look, all I can really say here is I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to freak anybody out or belch or run around or make things weird, okay? I'm just a guy with a bald head and a blue sweatshirt and a mustache and glasses and music opinions and a couple of ring lights. I'm just trying to bring good vibes only, okay? Just good vibes only, all right? I swear. John, what do you think of that new MGK, John? John, the MGK, it's a banger, right? Greatest pop punk album you ever heard, John. MGK, I want him to lick my balls, John. I want MGK to lick my nutsack. This is me auditioning for Rick and Morty, by the way. I'm going to be the voice of Rick from now on. Okay, to wrap this video up, I will talk about a few takeaways here that I have learned that I will bring forward with me in life as I move along from here. 1, be very careful around British people. That is number 1. I don't want to freak out any British people. I don't want to upset any British people. I don't want to, you know, like make them feel uncomfortable with my vibes or my chaos or my anything. I want all British people around me to feel as comfortable as humanly possible, just at all times. This is, you know, a zone where British people can feel safe. I don't want British people to feel unsafe in my vicinity. So that's number 1. That's my first takeaway. Second takeaway, don't burp or run around or be weird before an interview because you never know if it might do a thing. And I'll admit, John is not the first guy who, before an interview has started, be it somebody interviewing me or me interviewing somebody else, you know, where maybe I coughed, maybe I sneezed, maybe I had some other kind of, you know, bodily function happen that, you know, was out of my control. Maybe there's an interview where I shit myself beforehand. I can't remember. For my number 4 thing that is my takeaway is, again, make British people feel comfortable. I encourage every British person in the comments right now to state their level of comfort with this video and just sort of existing in my community. And then also, if you're Irish or Scottish, I would like you to voice in the comments, what is your level of comfortability with all of the English people in the comments? Thank you. Okay, I think that is everything I want to say about this. John Denton, I'm sorry. I apologize. Next interview that we do one day will be less stressful. I promise. Not as much running around, not as much burping. I'm sorry if I was a little distracted or, you know, just busy in the midst of the afternoon or late morning when we were doing that conversation. I'll be a better boy next time. I'll behave. I'll be a good boy. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, freaking people out forever.